Welcome to the Dead Bedroom Revival podcast. My name is Corey, your host, and today I'm very excited to be making this episode. Actually, I'm not. I'm not actually excited to make this one because I'm a bit nervous. The reason why is because it's going to be covering a topic which is quite dear to me, and it's how to deal with a sexless marriage as a man. And I was thinking about how I was going to answer this question. And I think I'm going to answer it in a way that I wish somebody would have spoken to me when I was going through it. And when I was searching for answers, I was getting all this stuff that was that would fluff me up, basically. So they told me that it's going to be okay. And it was all motivational stuff that wasn't getting me anywhere. So when I speak this way, it's probably going to get some of you guys a little bit annoyed, and you might actually leave the podcast, which is perfectly fine. You're entitled to do that. But some of you that really want to make a change and really enjoy life and take hold of this and not allow it to defeat you, then this is going to be the episode for you. And the main thing that I would start off with is the situation that's happening. It's not your wife's fault, and it's neither your fault. None of you know what it's like to be married if that's your first marriage. None of you know, you never had a blueprint, so nobody gave you some sort of manual that you can use in order to be both happy and experience life in an amazing way. So it's completely new to you, and it will be completely new to you 20 years from now or even 50 years from now, because you're going to continue evolving and rediscovering each other. So that's the first thing I'm going to say. And then the other thing as well is that the actual sexless relationship has not stemmed from your partner losing interest because she's a woman, and there's this idea that women just hate sex, which is completely false. The only issue is that we have not been taught how to create an environment of mutual seduction. What that means is that we based on what we think of sex. When I say we, I'm thinking men. Our first experiences with sex and the first experiences of talking about sex has been always this thing that we are hunting, or hunting to take and trying to eat, so it's this hunting mentality, which isn't the right frame of mind. I think when you're younger, that's the frame of mind that you take, and then you sort of keep that going. And even within a relationship, it's I'm looking forward to having sex, and then it's more about your self-gratification, and all those things are what end up becoming the contribution towards the actual sexless relationship. And then when it comes to you as a man, there's other things like, probably if you're anybody within the internet age, you probably started experiencing sex, or at least seeing sexual images from the internet. So when it comes to, if you watched porn and that was your introduction to sex, then there is also the thought process of how you view sex is also orgasm oriented. And this is quite interesting because when you are orgasm oriented, you sort of are trying to find the path of least resistance to your destination, which then makes you sort of rushing through it, and it becomes more upon your orgasm. And to a certain extent, most guys get off from seeing their partner coming as well. So personally, for me, I find it rude for me to actually come before my partner. But then some guys, from what I've heard from the past few conversations I've had, that they just want to come, and they've never even considered that their partner needs to come first as well. So those are things that are stemming from your first sexual experience within the porn space and masturbation and things like that. And those are the things that actually affect when it comes to men. And what I wish somebody had told me was that the things that you've watched in porn are not beneficial within a marriage. The things when it comes to seduction, it isn't an event. So again, one of the things that guys think is the best way of doing it is they think of seduction, the build up of a sex between people in the marriage. They think it's the same as what people do in a porn. So the guy grabs the boobs, and then as he's grabbing the boobs, he puts his hand into her pants, and then all of a sudden it should be progressing towards this sex. And then you'll be doing all these weird positions. And that would work for a period of time. And especially if you're dating and she's sort of still trying to impress you, she might be actually cool with it. But when you get into a relationship and then it's a more longer term, that becomes very old very quickly because it's that idea of getting to the orgasm quickly. And because even when you're considering her orgasm, the fact that you're orgasm oriented, you actually miss out on the connection, you miss out on the actual intimacy, you miss out on the things that would be important to both of you. And this is important because most people, when they talk about intimacy, they point it that the intimacy is only for the woman, but it's not. It's actually for both of you. You could have the orgasm, but an orgasm where you're both feeling connected and feeling in love and feeling like you have connected in another way. So beyond the orgasm, there's something even more amazing. And I didn't discover this until we tried Tantra, or at least a little bit of Tantra. And this was more focused on the breathing. This was focused on really discovering our bodies. So even one other thing which you can do in order to do this is Noru massage, which is a massage from it's Japanese. It was invented by Japanese prostitutes, but it's a way of actually getting your body to your bodies to get to know each other. You actually understand what are the pleasure points, and besides, it's not the rush. You actually get to do stuff that is not foreplay from the porn, but it's more of them feeling exposed by you, rubbing your body on theirs, and all those things that are sort of getting them to really put down their inhibitions and everything that's sort of stopping them to feeling confident around you. Everything that's sort of, it's for some. I'm struggling to explain it because it's something that is more of a psychological release within that moment. And whenever you can experience that, there's that psychological release for both of you, it creates such a powerful intimacy that when you do have sex, it's so powerful. And when it's that powerful, I call it the Disneyland experience, because when she feels that, all of a sudden she wants to go back to that place again, because every time when she even gets a jolt of a thought of you, she gets to start thinking of that amazing experience that you guys are having, and therefore starts creating that environment. She wants more of that environment. And this is where we mess up as guys, because we never think of it that way. And the way I would have liked somebody to explain to me that instead of seduction being an event where you touch a boob and then you quickly progress, seduction should be like looking after a garden, and if the fruit is actual sex, then there's certain things that you need to do in order to get that fruit. You need to plow the ground, you need to plant the seeds, you need to water them, there's certain things that you need to be doing, and those will be certain things that you'd be doing within your relationship to keep that garden amazing. So one of the things that you'll be doing is leaving on notes around the house, being able to send messages that are playful and funny, and just making light of many things, because usually we get caught up in stress of life, and then everything becomes very intense all the time. And again, while we both are living separate lives outside the house and gathering all our stresses outside of the house, we then come and then continue with those stresses within the house, which just perpetuate this really negativity within the relationship. Therefore, we get this sexless relationship. So hopefully that I was sort of firing all over the place. But for some of you guys, the fact that I was pointing out some of the faults that we do as guys, if you've stayed up until this point, then it means that you have a high chance of actually changing this, because you now understand that it's not a fault. It's just the way society is right now isn't built for guys to get into marriages and be successful on the sexual front. So thank you very much for listening. For more information, go to www.deadbedroomrevival.com. You'll be able to get a guide for 4 ways to seduce your partner. And also you'll get a Facebook group link where we'll be delivering coaching, live coaching on video, and you'll be able to learn even more tactics on how to seduce your partner and how to keep that garden going, so you can create an environment of mutual seduction. That's what we call it. And that environment is amazing, because that's when you literally are having sex frequently, and the frequency goes up because you're both excited about doing it every single time. So thank you very much. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Take care.